Welcome to Ban This, the show where I watch a film, or in this case, 4 films and a mini series, with the sole purpose to get ridiculously offended and try to figure out who in their right mind would try to ban something like this. Today, I have, from various years consecutively, My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, Equestria Girls, My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, Equestria Girls, Rainbow Rocks, My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, Friendship Games, Equestria Girls, My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, Equestria Girls, Legend of Everfree, and My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, Equestria Girls, Magical Movie Nights. I thought it'd be kind of fun to just pretty much chant My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, Equestria Girls for about a minute straight. And I did. It was amusing. Now, with this one, normally I can make a quick thing as to why, but trying to do these, it's really a mental stretch. But there are people who don't like the show because of the content. One reason that I haven't exactly ran across on the site that I was using as a main source for the research is to figure out why somebody would think this shouldn't be, or at least not appropriate for the demographic that the show was originally intended for. One thing I can say, go to the mispreconception of what a brony is and saying that, these sick, depraved adults could use this show to lure little girls and proceed to have bad things happen. There's that, and then I went into Common Sense Media, since I knew if there was anybody that didn't like the show, the kind of people that site is really kind of targeted towards, two of the severely right-leaning evangelical types. They would be the ones that would have something to say. And I figured I would just go and highlight some of the things myself, read the reviews. The first one I'm going to be looking at is for Equestria Girls, the first one. And the other reviews aren't necessarily for these, but those ideas go for the entire franchise as a whole, from this to the actual original series that these are a spin-off of. They're just so stupid. It's ridiculous, but that's the point of this. All right. Teaches awful ways of speaking, glamorizes inappropriate clothing. Return it without even finishing it. Awful for little kids. Expected a fun, cute movie. Got ponies that got turned into sexed up teenagers, yelling at each other, being mean, and competing in a popularity contest. How is this for kids? At one point, a character yells at another, "You're pathetic. No wonder you don't have any friends." I turned it off and brought it back. Definitely not something I want my little girl watching. Oh, good thing you didn't finish it, because when you got to the end where the main villain turns into as she describes herself in the next film, a she-demon, you would shit your pants. And that is a complaint that I get this series does get, that in the climax, the main villain turns into this raging, hateful creature that just wants to destroy everything, and they're always saying that it's too scary. If you insist. But I grew up with like Goosebumps and Gargoyles. This is nothing compared to that. So anyway, let's check out some of these other reviews for the original My Little Pony Friendship's Magic series, but still applies to this as the themes are still there. There we go. Sarcasm and cattiness have me worried. The well-groomed ponies that bickered back and forth constantly have me worried about gender stereotyping and their attitudes towards each other. What is sometimes seen as a lesson in friendship could also be seen as ponies acting badly and having behavioral problems while the other ponies have to deal with it. I've seen changes in my daughter in reference to friendship as well, though I don't think the ponies are solely to blame. Good thing you're able to notice that. Where was I? Oh yes. It seems my daughter is extremely sucked in to whether or not she fits into social circles, and she just turned 5. Well, I don't see anything in the show that refers to being in social circles or cliques. This is not like an animated Heathers. Not at all. And were you seeing those? I think you're injecting that theme into it. Because when I watch it, I don't see anything like that. And the other things that you talk about, I'll get into them since most of the other negative reviews are saying the same thing of them feeling that this show is having a negative impact on their children. And with the quest reveals, what you're seeing here, this is the sexiest they get. Kind of standard average clothing that you would see just about any high schooler wear. They're showing a little bit of leg. That's it. These are not Bratz dolls in the slightest. Alright, moving on. Okay message, but delivery may give pause. My 5-year-old loves this show. Only show she wants to watch, but I am getting ready to accidentally phase it out. It's not so much the message as the attitude and whininess of the ponies. We have enough battles with the 5-year-old girls about whininess and thinking others, etc. And I see I didn't finish that review copy. This tablet I'm using sucks. I haven't used it in like 5 years. Now I'm trying to use it and it's got to be like severely updated or something because none of the pages want to load up properly. Alright, here's a full one. Had to take a break from Ponyville. My 4-year-old daughter loves this show, but we had to take a break. Yes, the show has some good messages about friendship and some strong female characters, and this is all good. However, I found my daughter was mimicking some of the ponies' bad behaviors, i.e., pointing and laughing at family members, which the ponies have done to each other in at least one episode. There are some scary moments in some episodes. I don't think the show is appropriate for kids younger than 5 given these elements. I really think that some of these perceived bad behaviors, it's really more or less on the fact that they are children and they are going to get exposed to this stuff regardless. And people wanting 100% pure, clean entertainment, which is nearly impossible if you want to have a story in which there's conflict. Because having conflict involves people doing bad things happening. It's unavoidable. It's like trying to find a video game in which there's no conflict. I mean, none. Like Super Mario Brothers, not too much conflict. Give me that Tetris and bust a move. Nothing there. I can't have stories in my children's entertainment for my children. It's got to be strictly numbers and shapes. Nothing else. Teletubbies. There is too much conflict in that show for my children. Anyways, this has been going on long enough. You're probably getting sick and tired of looking at pony shit. So, I'll see you later, and don't get offended at shit like this, please. It's stupid.